Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with my blind reaction to Monkey Man. This is a donation reward, but I don't know who from. I'm not going to dox you, don't worry. If you want to remain anonymous, that's perfectly fine. Um, I got a donation for this, via the channels, and I have no clue who it's from because it's from an obviously I got the name and email on Patreon or not Patreon, PayPal. And I'm again not going to dox whoever it is, but um it's not someone I recognized, and they did not say who they were. They just said, if you haven't seen it, react to Monkey Man. And this is not the first time this has happened. I've gotten anonymous donations before, whether from people who just wanted to be anonymous or from people who just, I don't know who they are. It's happened a couple times before, and it's like, always a little confusing because it's like, I almost feel like anonymous donations, like I'm not worthy of that, you know? It's like, that feels like a bigger YouTuber kind of thing. It's like, oh, you're a big YouTuber, you get some anonymous donations in. But it's like, I'm like this small time YouTuber who has like 660 something subscribers, usually right around there. It fluctuates right around there. It's like, why am I getting anonymous donators? It's like, I usually just have this community of people who, like, oh, you guys talk to me, you guys sometimes donate and everything. But it's like, I don't usually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe I'm just like psyching myself into thinking that's something more common for bigger YouTubers. Maybe it's also just because bigger YouTubers usually have more viewers and subscribers, while I just don't have a lot of those at all. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, yeah, if you want to come forward and say who you are and say that you donated for this, please do. But otherwise, I will just keep you anonymous for now. We will say that this was donated for by Anon. So thank you, Anon, for donating for this. Um, and I've chosen this movie for this week because I have heard one thing about this movie, other than like just generally like who made it and everything. Um, and the one thing I've heard about like the actual contents of the film is I've heard that it is queer friendly, that it's a good movie for Pride Month. And I don't know in what way. I don't know like how it's queer friendly. I don't know in what way it's good for Pride Month. I don't know. I have no context to that. I have just heard that. Um Now, the other thing I know is who made this movie, like I said. This movie is by Dev Patel. Dev Patel, if you don't know, is an actor, director, all of that, who is known for doing a few roles such as Slumdog Millionaire, and he was the live-action Zuko in the Last Airbender movie. Not the Netflix series, the Last Airbender movie. And was honestly one of the only good actors in that. One of the only good performances, let's say. I don't know anything about this movie though. I've heard of it. I've heard people talk about it, and I've heard it's actually really well received. But I know nothing about it. I've never seen a trailer. I've never seen a synopsis. I've never seen anything really. I don't even think I've seen a screenshot of this movie. So I have no clue. Now, the title Monkey Man doesn't tell me too much either. That could be like superhero related. It could be more literal, like some kind of weird sci-fi experiment thing. It could be a lot of things. It could even be just like, oh, this character in the movie is given that nickname at one point. It could be so many things. It's a pretty vague title to where it doesn't actually tell you pretty much anything about this film. And as I've stated in the past, I like that. I like when movie titles and posters and even trailers can be pretty vague and don't give a lot away, because I like to go into movies and stuff as blind as possible. And there's some that I'll watch trailers for, like, oh, Beetlejuice coming up. It's like, yeah, of course I'm going to watch trailers for that. Of course I'm going to watch trailers for Deadpool and Wolverine. But it's like, there's a lot that, oh, I'll see maybe one, like, teaser, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch anymore. Or I hear about a movie, it's like, I don't want to see any trailers for this. I want to go in as blind as possible. And even when I do watch trailers, I still don't want those trailers to spoil everything. And if, like, the first trailer I see ends up being, like feeling like it would spoil a lot, like, I'm not going to watch any others. And there's been a couple occasions where I've even stopped the trailer partway through because I felt like it was revealing more than I wanted to know. But, yeah, I have no clue what to expect from this one. It's about 2 hours long, though, so we probably should get this started. I almost didn't have the ability to record this week because my father had car issues and all, and that interfered with recording and stuff on Friday. But he got that fixed same day, so luckily he was able to go out on Saturday, the day I'm recording this, like he normally does. And so I spent that time recording stuff because, I have the availability to, and this is one of those things. So although you're still seeing this on Sunday, yes, I am recording it on Saturday. But that's nothing new. As I always talk about, I pre-record movie reactions during the week, upload them on the weekend. And let's actually get to that part. So before we get this started, I do want to remind you all that we have a lot of great content to check out on this channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday, we also do YouTube reactions, or at least YouTube adjacent ones. Shorts, specials, miniseries that just don't have a lot of episodes, or actual YouTube videos themselves. This slot is for anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or movie reaction. And speaking of those movie reactions, just like this one, we have those, yes, every Saturday and Sunday, unless something comes up to where I can't do it one or both of those days. But usually we have them every Saturday and Sunday. I pre-record them, like I said, during the week, upload them on the weekends, so that every day has something going on for it in terms of, well, reactions. And we're also currently going through a couple of Let's Plays on the channel, as of current. We have Spider-Man 2 being released every day. And this is simply because I finished recording for it and now have to upload everything that I've already got pre-recorded. So we can get started on our next Let's Play that's going to take its slot. So we're putting those up every single day from here on out. And just as a warning, if you are new to the Let's Play for Spider-Man 2, the first 9 parts, especially 5 through 9, do have some audio sync issues. See, those first 9 parts, parts 1 through 4, and then part 5 through 9, were my first 2 recording sessions. And because of that, they were also the first 2 just capture card Let's Plays I've done, period. Not just on this channel, but period. And because of that, I had to learn how to get all these settings tackled and figured out. And those first couple recording sessions ended up kind of being test beds for that. Because I wasn't sure how to get that all set up. And the first 4 parts are mostly fine, I think. But parts 5 through 9, I messed something up in getting that set up. And because of that, there's some notable issues that I unfortunately didn't even know were happening until after I had already recorded it. So there was nothing I could do to fix it at that point. But I did eventually get that figured out, and so from parts 10 and onward, everything is good. There's no more issues, and that's for most of the Let's Play because it's over 50 parts long. So everything is good. Everything will be set for the vast majority of the Let's Play. But just wanted to warn you about those first 9 parts. We're also playing through Anno Mutationum on Saturdays. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, it's really simple actually. Just go to the channel, go to the channel search, and in one search, type in June Double Reward Month PS5. It should take you to the correct video. That'll tell you everything you need to know on how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. Or you can just ask in the comments, go onto the Discord server and ask in a private message. That was good timing, you just heard the Discord notification sound. Or you could ask on other social media too, whatever works the best for you. But all of that being said, let's get on with the reaction and see what we have in store. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because, yes, we do redirect all reactions on this channel. I understand you don't want to have to click all these extra links just to get to the reaction. You'd rather have it be right here. But due to possible copyright issues such as strikes or even worse, a channel termination, I just want to keep things safe with the channel. I've dealt with a terminated account before, multiple channels, and I don't want to deal with that again. So we just want to keep the channel safe by pushing all the reactions off to another site. Luckily, this does come with some caveats. It's only one link, just one link in the description below. Not a lot to click on, not a lot of extra work. Doesn't take a lot of extra time. And on top of that, another big plus is that because of this, I'm able to give you all, every single one of you, for free, the full unedited reaction. That's right, completely free. No paywalls, no Patreon subscription, and you don't even have to sync up your own copy. It's just all there when you click the link to the video. And I think that's pretty awesome because not every reaction channel is able to get away with that, which is fair and it's understandable. Completely valid reasons as to why. But I do pride myself on being a reaction channel that can give you the full unedited reactions every single time. And I hope you enjoy getting to see what these reactions entail. And after you watch the reaction today, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain not just the spoilers for this movie, but my general thoughts on it, general stuff related to the channel, all that kind of stuff. You never know. It's always worth checking out. So, all of that being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in. And for now, I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. First off, sorry for the lighting. It's gotten overcast out there. I think it's going to rain again. This week has been crazy. It's been, like, raining. It's been storming, but it's also been, like, consistently 90 degrees or higher. And it's like, Jesus, I hate this week. I can see why this movie has been, like, talked about in terms of queer representation and stuff. The Hijra community, and if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, featured in this, gender nonconforming, trans feminine, a real people group represented in this. And being shown as not only respectable people who helped nurse him back and get him ready for what he was going to go into, but who even came to his aid in the end after he helped get them the money they needed. It's like this, it paints them entirely in a positive light and showcases them as heroes in this. for this movie to go out of its way to make a big point of this marginalized community and show them being like heroic good guys helping out the main hero against the oppressive society, caste system, um, classism, and just overall regime of this corrupt political and police um, state that they are all suffering under. It's a big statement for Dev Patel to make in this movie. Like that's huge, especially in a world where trans people and people who are just gender nonconforming and whatnot in general are still unfortunately not really looked upon super well. So I very much see why this has been given praise for its queer rep and whatnot, and why that would make this a good movie to have watched during Pride Month. So I'm very happy I did. I like how this movie was like very mixed in terms of language. Like it had almost equal parts Indian and English in it. And I'm looking here. This is an American-made film. It is an American-made action thriller directed and produced by Dev Patel. This is also his directorial debut, by the way. He also co-wrote the screenplay with Paul, and I know I'm going to mispronounce this, but Paul Engunawela and John Colley. Apparently as well, I wasn't sure what to call him, but the main character, Dev Patel's character, is Kid, apparently. So there's that as well. Jordan Peele also was a producer on this, fun fact. So there's that little bit of information too. I didn't recognize any of the other actors in this. I don't know if I've seen them in anything else, so maybe I'll look them up. But I just didn't recognize them offhand besides Dev Patel. But every one of them really did a great job. From those portraying the Hydra to Rana Singh's actor. Was it? It was Baba something. I just closed that down. I'm not bringing that back up. The Guru guy. His actor was great. Everyone did a great job really portraying their characters. And I like that this movie was very, very gritty, very like dirty. It wasn't trying to be sanitized or fun or nice. It was trying to show these marginalized people being mistreated and being like, living in squalor, in like a terrible caste system that is looking down on them and treating them like shit. And it's a story about them rising up and finding their way, finding their voice. And a movie like this needed to be very, very gritty and harsh, very intense. It's not something that would have worked if it were even as sanitized as something like John Wick. Because like John Wick can get pretty intense, it can get pretty crazy, but it's a very sanitized kind of crazy. It's you're dealing with professional like crime lords and stuff. They're all wearing these fancy suits. In here, you're dealing with underground fighting rings. You have marginalized groups and whatnot. You have all these people who are in the bottom rung of society trying to claw their way up against the people putting them and forcing them there. As well as after forcing them there in the first place, treating them like shit as if it's not their fault they're in that position in the first place. it's a horrible, horrible system. Caste is extremely atrocious. And it's not just in India, by the way. Caste is like people, when people think of the caste system, they think of India, but it's like that's a thing that's like been all around the world and stuff. It's insane and it's terrible, and it's just it needs to be portrayed as harshly as it was here to really show how bad it is. And I like how smart Kid played all of this. Like, as he went along, as he kept going along, like, yeah, he failed a few times here and there, but every time he kept formulating these different plans, getting the dog to bring him the gun, for example. He made certain friends with other people who were being taken advantage of by these people in charge. You have the one friend he made who came to see him at the fighting arena. I can't remember his name right now. But you have the girl, the sex worker girl who killed Queenie for him before he took out the finger and stuff. It's like all, and of course the Hydra themselves were the big ones, with them coming in at the end and helping him, succeed in his mission. It's it's really just this kind of unifying idea of these marginalized people coming together for the common goal of basically saying fuck the rich. Which is a message I can get behind. And like I said, this movie did really well. Like, I heard nothing but praise about it. But let's see what I can see here specifically. Um, as always, take it with a grain of salt, but I kind of agree with the positive review here on Rotten Tomatoes, where it has an 89% with 273 critic reviews, an average rating of 7.2, with the consensus reading, an audacious effort from debuting director Dev Patel. Monkey Man dispenses action and socio-political commentary with equal aplomb. Saffron Maeve, writing for the Globe and Mail, described the film as solid and blockbuster audience friendly, but that its woozy over-editing makes the theatrical experience tiring. Well, I didn't see it in theaters, to be fair, but I thought the editing, style of it was very much necessary. It very much made you feel like you were, experiencing what Kid was experiencing. His emotional state, his intense, feelings as he was doing everything, and what everything meant to him. It gave you this sense of just this crazy... I can't describe... I'm not good at describing things. That's not new for me, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like this level of insanity that fits the movie and its themes. Penelope DeBell wrote in review, "This wild and stylish film is totally brilliant and completely engaging, and that Patel carries the movie in every sense." Let's see. The Washington Post noted that Monkey Man addresses the inequities of India's caste system in ways more pointed than you would expect. The glimpses of Mumbai poverty are brief but harsh, and at one point Kid takes refuge in a temple of abused transgender women. There's also the matter of the movie's main villain, Baba Shakti, that's what it was, a white-haired, ultra-nationalist power broker who whips worshipful mobs into a frenzy. That's another aspect of it, too. It's not even just the socio-political stuff and whatnot, or the gender discussion, but there's also this discussion of, religion in this. Obviously, religion is a massive point of this, with Hanumai and everything. I think that's what the name was, the monkey god that they were talking about throughout the entire film. Not to mention, there was always just talk of God in general, but also Baba Shakti, the main villain, who is behind literally everything. is like this religious guru character. And it kind of shows like how religion can be used to manipulate and enslave vulnerable citizens, which is something that's just been the case for the entire history of the planet, pretty much. And so it shows it in a very poignant way that doesn't feel out of touch with the other themes of this film, and allows it to come across as very natural and believable in its execution. Um, I just I think this was great. I think this movie was extremely well made, well directed, well acted, written, everything. And I like how at the start you're trying to piece everything together, because it doesn't tell you everything right off the bat. And some stuff it kind of leaves you to kind of piece together, to figure out as you're watching. But it's so well handled that you don't really have a problem understanding what's going on. You understand why Kid is out for revenge. You understand what's going on with all the socio-political stuff, with all these different sides. It's like it all makes sense. It never feels like you're just out of the loop. And that's something I really like. Cuz it's told in a, you could almost say, non-linear way, because you would almost expect the beginning to kind of reveal all the answers about what happened, but it doesn't. It reveals a lot of those answers later on in the movie. But the way it's handled still allows you to experience everything and have it feel very believably natural. You're learning as the movie goes along, and you're growing to understand and empathize and sympathize more with Kid and his struggle and journey. At the beginning, you don't quite know what his goal is. You don't quite know why he's doing what he's doing. But once you do, it recontextualizes the stuff that came before, as well as adds to the stuff that comes in the future. This impressed me. Like, I've loved Dev Patel in what I've seen him in. Like I said, even the last Airbender movie, which was a shitty movie, he was the best actor in it. He did the best performance of it. I never had an issue with how he portrayed Zuko. He was great in Slumdog Millionaire. That's where I first, yeah, I feel that's where a lot of people first discovered him. I don't know if it was his first role though. Let me actually see. Um, Dev Patel. Oh, Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I can't forget that one. He was in that as well. He also did The Green Knight, which came out a few years back. I haven't seen that one. Oh yeah, Slumdog Millionaire was his first film back in 2008. Prince Zuko, for Last Airbender, was actually his second. And Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Oh, he was in Only Yesterday? That's one of the Studio Ghibli films I haven't seen. Oh, I definitely am interested in seeing that now. Yeah, there's The Green Knight. And apparently there's a movie that's coming, a psychological horror film that's going to star him, called Rabbit Trap, that is produced by Elijah Wood. Okay. He's also been in a couple television things: The Newsroom, Skins, Modern Love, Nothing I Would Know. Also, apparently, he was in the 2010 Last Airbender video game as Zuko as well. He actually hasn't done a huge amount in terms of his career. Like, he's been like active since 2006, almost a decade, or almost 2 decades rather. Um, but he actually hasn't done a huge amount. Yet the movies and stuff he has done have been pretty well received. Like, these are pretty well received movies. At least the ones I recognize the names of. Also, apparently, he portrayed David Copperfield in a movie, The Personal History of David Copperfield. So that's interesting too. But yeah, this was great. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm really glad I got to check this out. Like I said, for Anon, for our mysterious donator, if you want to reveal yourself and everything, I'm all for that. Please do, but only if you're okay with it. Um, I'm not going to out you. I'm not going to dox you. I'm not going to say who you are via the email I got and everything. So don't worry about that. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. But I do want to thank you because I had been kind of interested in seeing this movie, but I don't know if I really would have watched it anytime soon if I would have pushed myself to watch it at all. Because it's like I just didn't really have any context for it. I didn't really have anything to really push me into watching it. Um so I don't know if and when I would have gotten to it. It's just a matter of it could have happened at any time. It could have never happened. So I thank you for requesting it. I really do feel thankful because I really love this movie. um, if I were to compare this to other films, just real quick, like John Wick, it seems the most easily comparable, just because it's mentioned in the film and it's something I was comparing certain things to throughout. Um, I would say that I think I like this a little bit more than at least the first John Wick, and I like the first John Wick more than the second. So I can't say for third or fourth yet because I haven't watched those ones yet. But yeah, so I think I like this just a little bit more. And I will admit part of that has to do with the Hydra representation and everything. I'm kind of a sucker for stuff like that. It's personal, obviously. So I kind of have a reason. But it's more than that, too. It's the directing and everything, the acting, the themes and messages of it. I felt like just were a little more interesting to me than just, dude going after the mob for killing his dog, which was a gift from his late wife and all. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I like the first two John Wick movies. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, even by comparison. I'm just saying I like this a little bit more. But tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this? And I guess if you want to, what do you think of it compared to John Wick? Or other action movies kind of in this ilk? These kind of action thriller revenge stories. There's plenty more of those out there, so I guess you could compare it to Taken, for example, if you want to go like classic with that. But let me know your thoughts. And before we close this out, I do want to remind you all that we do have a lot of great content to check out on the channel. Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday, we also do YouTube or YouTube adjacent reactions. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or a movie reaction goes in that slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. Though I do pre-record them during the week, they are uploaded during the weekend just so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on. We also have a couple Let's Plays we're currently going through. While I finished recording Spider-Man 2, we are still getting those videos up. So I have moved it to an everyday thing. Every single day of the week, there will be new Spider-Man 2 parts going up. So look forward to that. We are also currently playing through Anno Mutationum on Saturdays. That is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you want to learn how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in June Double Reward Month PS5. One search. It should take you straight to the video that'll tell you everything you need to know about how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. Or if it's easier for you, you can ask in the comments below. You can ask on the Discord in a private message or on other social media, whatever's most comfortable for you. But all of that being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.